Hello and welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network special interview. Joining me today is someone who really needs no introduction. She's had a legendary career, multi-time Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion, the one and only Mickie James. Mickie, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. I
My
appreciate it.
pleasure, my pleasure. So on January 13th at Hard to Kill, you faced Jordynne Grace in a career versus title match. Your thoughts on the upcoming match and your thoughts on Jordynne Grace?
Oh man. Well, I'm excited about the match, obviously. That's what this last rodeo has been all about, is to prove whether I still belong on this roster, to prove whether I could earn a shot at the championship, just like any other female on that roster. Um, and I feel like, if I had lost at any point along the way, then it was over for me. But this is the last chapter of this last rodeo. This is it. This is what it's all about. Either I win the championship or I retire. And um I have to be in the mindset that I'm going to win. So I keep saying I'm going to win. I'm going to win because I need to be. Um but I will say that Jordynne has been a remarkable champion. I think that she's the perfect representation of this generation of women's wrestling. I think that she is, held on to that championship um very very strongly and gracefully, if I will. Uh and she's a wonderful representation of the brand and a wonderful representation of that Knockouts World title, and what that division represents, so I would never take that away from her. I know she's done it the right way and she's worked really hard to be the champion and to keep that championship and hold it close, and so I know it means a lot to her. Um but it also means a lot to me. My career means a lot to me, and it would mean a lot to me to have one more championship run. But if this is the way it has to end, I'd be okay with that too, just because, um, I could go out my way, and I'm
So,
okay with that.
so how are you preparing mentally, knowing that this could be your very last match?
Um, I've had my moments. It's been some up and downs. I have been taking more time for myself and just like my own clarity and kind of, resetting my purpose as to why we're doing this, why I'm doing it in the first place. And I never wanted to get to a place where I stuck around too long or wore out my welcome or was wrestling in a way that was a shell of my former abilities or my former self. And I think that this has been a real test to me in um, facing all of these women on the roster and revisiting some people that I had faced in their very first match, like a Mia Yim in one of her very first matches, and to see how much she's grown since then, and to have that match with her, and to get rid of Chelsea Green for good, to face Deonna once again in this trilogy, I guess, of our forever feud. Um, there's been a lot of really cool moments, and I've gone into every match knowing like this could be it. And also treat every match very very special, because not only could it be it, but it's probably the first and probably for a lot of women the last time I'm going to step foot in the ring with him. And um it's kind of terrifying because I don't know what else to
Mhm.
do besides wrestling. I only know how to be a wrestler. I know how to be a mom. Let's take that
Okay.
back. I know how to be a wrestler and I know how to be a mom. And I think I'm pretty decent at being a wife. So
Okay.
most days anyway.
Okay. Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's
Yeah.
been a lot. But I think that I wanted to do something special on the way out the door. And I think that this is something special. And I think, if I win that championship, I will do my damnedest to go down as the greatest knockouts champion that's ever lived, and I will carry that championship with prestige and honor, and make history with it. And I'm sure Jordynne would want to do the same. So the
So,
stakes are
so,
high.
so if you do lose, I'm not saying hopefully you don't, but if you do lose, would you want to work behind the scenes at all?
I've been studying, and I mean, even when I was at WWE, I was working behind the scenes and I was studying being a commentator to training to different things within the industry that I could be a more well-rounded in the business of professional wrestling, right? But I feel like my strengths have always been my creativity, and I'm a creative person. I write, that's why I write. I write songs, and I draw, and I doodle, and I'm an artist, and I've always been an artist, and I always considered wrestling a form of art, and artwork. But I feel like where my strengths would really be is to help people find that thing about themselves, and those whether it be, creative wise or character wise, because that's what I fell in love with when I fell in love with professional wrestling. I fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with the stories. I fell in love with that over the top, larger than life kind of look at life. And if I can help some people tap into that and find that for themselves, that would be pretty amazing. So yeah, I think behind the scenes is a natural fit for me at some point. And just like creative endeavors, but I don't know. I don't know if, the company feels that way, or, other
Okay.
companies. I certainly wouldn't feel comfortable. And that's kind of another thing. I would not feel comfortable stepping into a role like that unless I was done wrestling, because you never want to blur that line of player coach. I think that's a
Okay.
very fine line. And I'd want the women to respect me, or men, because I could coach men as well. I
Hmm.
would want them to respect me and not think that uh motive my motive wasn't genuine. And so that's kind of my thing. It's like, and I don't want to switch into a coach role until I'm not one of the players anymore.
Okay, fair enough. So what does the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World title mean to you?
Oh man, it means a lot. It means a lot. It's the championship that I walked out there with the WWE Royal Rumble with.
Hmm.
It means a lot to me because it defines, a locker room and a division that was breaking down barriers before it was cool to break down barriers, before it was a trend or a catchy hashtag, like what the knockouts were doing a decade ago, in comparison to, what other companies were doing was, it was night and day. And I think that, the prestige behind that championship and the types of matches that we've seen from women, in order to keep that championship, it's pretty remarkable. It's pretty remarkable. And to me, it's one of the most like coveted championships out there because of that, because of the respect, because of the nostalgia, because of the women that have held that championship. Um, and the history of that. So it means a lot to me. And yeah, I hope I get it again.
All right,
Just
there you go.
one last time. Just one last time.
So should you be victorious, there's actually a number one contenders match that's at Hard to Kill as well. Deonna
I know.
Purrazzo, Masha Slamovich, Taylor Wilde, and they just added Killer Kelly today. And
I saw that.
yeah, so if you had your choice of opponent, who would you want to face?
Well, I've never faced Killer Kelly. Never
Okay.
faced her. And I've never faced Masha Slamovich. And if we go back in time and rewind, it was it was I who brought Masha over as my pick your poison, against Deonna for the Knockouts Knockdown pay-per-view, when I scoped her for Empower, and I was so impressed. I was so impressed with her prior to her even coming to Empower. And then, with her performance there, that obviously then I scoped her again and asked if she'd be willing to be in my pick your poison match, and to see her step into the Impact roster and really carve out this niche for herself, and really define who Masha Slamovich is in the locker room, but also in the world of women's wrestling. It's been amazing. It's been amazing to see. And I think she'd be a tough opponent, but I'd like to face her.
That'd be a
I think
great
she would
match.
challenge me in different ways that I've never been challenged
That'd
before,
be
and
a
I like that.
Be a terrific, terrific match.
Yeah.
Now Purrazzo actually stated recently, I think 2 weeks ago in an interview, that she would like to have a casket match with you. I don't know if you saw that. Your
I
thoughts on
did
that?
see that.
And is that a possibility?
Well, anything is possible. This is professional wrestling.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
Anything is possible. I was under the impression that just like baseball, 3 strikes, you're out,
Okay.
Deonna.
Okay.
I've beaten you 3 times now. 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah. But if I have to beat you a 4th and bury you alive,
Okay.
I guess that's fine.
You'll,
It was very dark, isn't it? The
yes,
casket
that's
match.
a very dark match.
I
It's a very
don't
dark.
like closed in spaces. I don't even like being shoulder to shoulder with people, I don't know how I'm going to do in a casket. So I will not be getting in this casket.
Okay, well, if it does happen, you will not be losing.
No, that's pretty awesome. Actually, I'd never even thought about that before, but it makes sense. It would make sense in this story that is Deonna and I, who has challenged me. I mean, honestly, she's been one of my greatest opponents of all time, honestly. And I've never not said that she's one of the greatest women I've ever been in the ring with, because she's phenomenal. She really is. She's a natural.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully we'll see that casket match at some point in the
You
future.
hope we see that casket match.
Yes, I do. I do. I think that I what I think it'll be a great match. I think it'll be a great
Sure.
match. Yeah.
It'd be great.
You would win, of course, but hopefully we'll see in the future.
Yeah.
Um, if Gail Kim ever decide to come back for one more match,
Yes.
how hard would you campaign to be that opponent? To be her
Very
opponent?
hard. Very, very hard. I would
Okay.
campaign. Okay, Gail is not coming out of retirement to wrestle anyone. I've already asked her.
Okay.
I've already asked. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, of course I've asked her. I'm like, come on, Gail. But I think that Gail, and it's a lot of this, like even the last rodeo was a conversation, and even talking to Gail of, how do you want your career to be remembered? And even to come out of retirement, I think the first time for her, it was like, it's going to have to be something remarkable. It's going to have to be something good, because once you've done something so special to end your career, unless it was something you weren't proud of, unless it was something that you were just like, you're not going to come back for anything that's not going to top it or be better than, and I'm sure it's a match and things that people want to see. But at the same time, like, we are at that stage, and she's very smart. She's behind the scenes and the head of the knockouts and everything now. But, you know that it takes a little bit more toll on your body. You have to get ready a little longer because, genetics and metabolism and, just everything is different. It's all different. And I've still been training and this whole time and maintaining steady in the ring. And she hasn't wrestled in a long time. So it would take a certain amount of training for her to even get ready for the ring to feel like, okay, I can go now, like ring wind and running on the treadmill are 2 different animals, so, yeah, but I'll always say yes to Gail.
Okay. Would it be a
If
casket
you
match?
talk her into it.
I will.
Talk her into
Would
it.
it be a casket match though?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, Mickie, I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I know you're very, very busy today. I don't want to keep you any longer. It was an absolute honor talking to you today. Good luck on January 13th. I'll be rooting for you. I hope your career doesn't end. I don't think it will. I'll pray as well. And I'll be watching. And again, good luck on January 13th. And good luck in the rest of your career.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hopefully I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.